Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. I hope y'all are all doing well. We come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to help answer your media ministry questions, folks. I don't know everything, but hopefully the little bit of information I do know helps your journey go a little bit faster. AJ, the CEO, Dr. AJ, AJ Holmes, whatever you want to call me. Don't call me Jay. That's not my name. AJ. That's the name. But anyway, folks, we come here every Friday. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already, folks, I would highly recommend and request if you would go ahead and hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. It pushes it out to the algorithms and all this other stuff and pushes the channel out to everybody so more people in media, we can hopefully answer some of their questions and all that other good stuff. So let's go ahead and start it off and holler at some folks that are on here. I was having some connection issues with my cameras and my lights and all this other fun stuff. But let's go ahead and holler at some folks. Did I change up everything? Mr. Albert is in Barcelona, has a new healthy grandson. Congratulations. Good morning, Elder Rob. EXO, hello. Darius, what is going on? Mr. Clarence, how are you doing? Brian, hello, hello. Daniel, good morning. Mike, what is going on with you, sir? Carl, hello, hello. Alex, what is going on? Parker, hello, hello. Light crowd this morning, but we know people start coming in later on. But again, I appreciate y'all being here with me. I've actually been doing something that I haven't had a chance to do, and I don't know how long. Um, Again, taking the same skills and using them that we haven't had a chance to use in quite a while. Let me cut over here so I can get everything set up so I can show you. So what we have been doing on the very light amount of time we've been having, I've been back streaming some video games. So we're using the same stuff. Not that this is anything like that, but we can use the same skills. I go through and edit all this other stuff the same way. That was Resident Evil 3, Astrobot. That was a while ago. And I've been streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, the remastered. It actually came out yesterday. Been playing that for a little bit. So trying to relax a little bit more. So I'll be out on there. If y'all were into any gaming and stuff like that. Been playing through a lot of the Call of Duty games. I can play that when my daughter's not around because they're way too vulgar online for that. But anyway, we're not here for that. Just letting you know what we got going on. Let's see who else. We got some more people that jumped in on here. Alan, good morning to you, and thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. Pastor Daniel, we upgraded to the X32 rack, and I love it. Awesome, awesome. Total Life Church, how are you today? I'm okay. Just trying to catch up. Finally, and I know I said that a lot, but we finally finished up TCF's door access, finished all that stuff up yesterday. Very happy that project is over. So now the doors are straight locking and all this other fun stuff. So let's see how they handle with that. So if I come over here right now, this is their setup. We got the front door. We got the back door. We ended up having to drill through some brick, which was not fun at all. But we do have that set up now. Once they get comfortable with it, the door is going to be locked. As you can see, it's unlocked right now because they need to train their people so that because if that magnet is engaged and they try and walk through that door, they're going to face plant right into the glass. So they're going to be educating everybody on how to use the system. But we did get that all done, so I am happy about that. We got the contract. I think I told y'all. We got the contract in Chicago. I'm waiting for the deposit. Jeff Thomas, thank you for subscribing. We got the contract. I'm waiting for the deposit so I can send that to the people who are going to 79 ratio who we're going with to run the cables in Chicago. Once that's done, I'm going to be making about 4 trips out that way to, kind of make sure everything is done and run the cables where they need to go. And then we got a humongous Unify order that's coming in that we're going to do that. Also, the contract for First Baptist Church in Oxford, I've got that contract. I'm waiting for them to make the deposit, and this is where we're going to do their install. They have nothing there at all. We're hanging 2 85-inch TVs in the front, new sound system, 4 cameras, distribution downstairs, speakers downstairs, unified network, put Wi-Fi throughout the entire church, and that is in Oxford, North Carolina. That's coming up, but we're getting real tight on time because we're in November, and I always shut down the second week of December. I don't know how we're going to squeeze a lot of that stuff in, but that's what we got going on. Who else did we not holler at? Patrick, good morning to you. Rob, I'm going to do that in Chicago. because I was so busy trying to get this stuff at TCF, I didn't get a chance to really record that. But when we go through Chicago one, I would try and document that as much as possible. Yes, sir. We're going to be in Elgin again, and we're doing a humongous project there, rewiring the entire church. Do I still have it in my shopping cart? I did the video, but I never uploaded it because it was so much stuff that has to go with that. I need to show this in a way that I don't give away too much information. And I think, hold on one second. I use FreshBooks for my accounting, and they've changed it to where they email you a passcode all the time. And I don't know why they just don't use two-factor authentication like everybody else does. So I got to go through here. But I'm going to try and cover this up because I don't want to give away too much information on their stuff. But I want to kind of show you what we're going to be doing as best as possible. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I can blur out stuff that doesn't need to be shown. Let me see how far I can go. Okay. All right. I know where I got to cut off at. All right. So, come on now. Get out of there. All right. It's showing. How am I going to do this? I can't. I'm sorry. It shows the church's email, and I don't want to put that out. Give me a second. I need to download the PDF. But this is going to be next to Good Shepherd Baptist Church. That was probably the biggest Unify install that I've done. This one is going to be the next biggest one, and it won't generate a PDF. All right, we'll get back to that whenever it comes in. Sir, I am waiting for the deposit from them, and then it's probably going to be around mid-November, right before Thanksgiving, first week of December, something like that. They said they're going to take 2 weeks to pull all the cables and stuff like that. And we shall see. I will let you know. And then back to your first one, you said you need to get a drone. The new DJI Neo is the easiest one, and it's the cheapest. It's $200. It works very well. I didn't post the video from that. I did I'm just behind on my videos, and I got to do a lot of editing to get out the license plates and all this other stuff. But some other people, Scott was asking me about the new custom intro that I was making for church. And the plan, what I would really like to do is have that follow me into the sanctuary and have it empty, and then do the exact same thing. Got to prep everybody in the congregation and not act like a bunch of noobs to do that and transition into a full sanctuary. Would love to do that. Got to plan out that a little bit more, but that would be a good way to use that drone. And I have no idea why this isn't. Okay, yay, it finally worked. All right. So let me see if I can come in here and show you the project that we plan on doing here. So this is what everything we're going to go over. We're going to be using the new cable modem, and maybe I shouldn't show the prices. I mean, most of the time, these are the same prices that are online, so whatever. Normally, this is $2.99. I've rounded it up by $1. Big deal. The cable modem, they got the Dream Machine, we got the smaller video recorder, 2 display casts. I actually have that. I had a video for it, never posted it. The unified display cast with digital signage. We got 24-port PoE, 2 48-port, excuse me, PoE switches, 5 phones, a total of 24 cameras, 2 16-terabyte hard drives, or 4 8s, whichever one, 6 magnetic door locks, 2 door strikes, 8 ultra access scanners for getting into the doors, kind of like the one I did a review on. 12 U6 Pros access points, the intercom system, a bunch of cabling, security cables, network cabinets, surge protectors, the shelf, door access cards, key fobs, and accessories and rentals. I can't go anything further than that because it shows too much information after that. Then there's the the cabling company is subcontracting through me. So the church pays me, then I pay them. So very, very, very big project going on. Really excited about that. And I'll let y'all know the time. I'll probably be doing lives on that as well too while I'm there. So it's going to be a multi-part while I go up there, as well as the work that I'm doing. And Elder Rob, I'll go through the access as well too. One of the access is going to be for the new server room, then for the admin's office, the pastor's office, and then the intercom at the front door. And then all of the doors are going to have magnetic locks and strikes and all this other stuff to get everybody in. So, because they do a lot of stuff. They got Alcoholics Anonymous, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. They have a partnership with the city for a homeless shelter. They do a lot of great stuff there in the area. T-Man, good morning. Total Life Church. Ooh, excuse me. I will hold you to that because there's going to be a lot of work. Sure thing, sir. I'm sure Pastor Felicia would love to have some connections with people up there as well, too. And Rob, let me know if you need help with Oxford. Oh, I'm definitely going to need some help with them two 85-inch screen TVs. They're going to be around like 14 to 16 feet up in the air. So, yes, sir. We will need some help. Next Generation to Generation podcast. Hello. Streets of Destiny. What is going on? To the moon. What's going on with you? Good morning. And I know I'm dragging this out. I want to get to y'all real quick. Jay Santiago, hello. And I think that's about it. So, folks, before we get started, know that if I don't get to your question, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond to you. If you are not a part of the Facebook group and you like to ask people other questions, I don't have access to everything, folks. But as best as we can, we're trying to answer. But I would highly recommend that you go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you will be with a group of 3,300 media ministries from all over the world. We work together to try and, move everybody forward. I don't know everything. I don't have everything. But somebody in that group has the same equipment that you do, and it would help all of y'all. Now, let me be mean for a little bit. I don't mind helping y'all, folks. But when y'all are blowing up my DMs, my messenger on Facebook and emails, and I'm talking with you back and forth for over 30 minutes, just go ahead and book a consultation, folks. I mean, like I said, some people will call me, email me in the middle of the day. I'm up in the ceiling. I'm under a crawl space. I can't answer you. If you want dedicated time for me to help you get your stuff, go ahead and book a consultation because I'm setting my time aside. I want to be able to help you as best as I possibly can, and that's the easiest thing for you to do. All right, I think I've blabbed enough. I've also updated the subscriber supporters page, so when we do that at the end, we got all the most recent one. Unless you did it, you subscribed and became a member of Patreon like in the last 2 hours, you will not be on here. But let's go ahead and fire away. Tangela, good morning to you. Please start off your stuff with a Q so it makes it easy for me to find out where you is in here. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to answer this. I already answered this at the beginning, but that was for everybody who was on at the beginning. Elder Rob wants to know, what am I using Notebook LM for? I am using it for my podcast as well as course study for my classes. I found that if you find relevant material, it truly breaks the material down. Yes, it does. Now, for me, I talked about this when I was on vacation a long time ago, and I never did the video on it because I'm still learning it. So Notebook LM, I did that video where it talks about making tools for your media ministry and ministry. What I am using is make.com. This interacts and talks to a whole bunch of AIs together. And let me just give you a high level of what I'm using it for to hopefully give you an idea for. And I'm still mastering this stuff. In Maker LM, you can put a list of stuff, link it to let me just tell you high level what I'm going to do. For every video that I post on YouTube, I'm going to send it to Maker. It will analyze it, do a summary of it, make my website posts for me, make short form posts on all my social media platforms, do a detailed write-up blog entry for my website, and do a summary. And it does all of that automated, which normally I've fallen behind because I just don't have enough time to do all of it myself. So I would have Maker pulls from my YouTube, writes all of those, does a summation based on the platform that it's doing, puts that stuff up, does this on my website, all this other stuff, and it would generate all that. I have to verify it all, and then I schedule it to post. That is what I am using that for, and Make is going to integrate that with Notebook LM to try and pull all that stuff as well too. So just really using a lot of the AI tools to leverage a lot of the stuff we're doing. G. Albert, and I pulled this up just in case as well too. AJ, when you were doing the pre-worship countdowns and announcements and such, if we were to add audio, can we use Epidemic Sound? Yes, if you have a license and that license is referenced to the account that you're using. I have Epidemic Sound, but it is only on my social media platforms, AJ the CEO, my blog, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, and Twitch. Those are linked to me. If I use that music and I try and put that on Antioch and they don't have it and I don't have a license for them, they will get hit. So yes, you can use Epidemic Sound on anything that you have it linked to permissions to use. Or should we use previously recordings of our choir? Either one will work as long as you have permissions. So real quick, let me show you the end result of what I did with that. Let's go full screen with that. So I actually just finished this morning. I think I left everything still on, to be quite honest, because I was working on it this morning. So that music that is playing, that is AI. No, actually, that is from Envato Elements. I have a license for them. I have that pulled down. So there's my countdown, and the countdown actually needs to be reset. So I can just show you what that is working with. Come on. So I reset it to countdown. So that's going into 10 o'clock until tomorrow. So that's not a realistic. But so anyway, that's what we did. I did a little overlay just to make it look a little bit different in that the countdown is NDI being pulled from the presentation system, which is right here that I remoted into, ProPresenter 7. And that's the new thing, had the logo. And I might play around with it a little bit more, but, you know, it's a little bit different. And then if we cut over to announcements, so I'm playing announcements now in the church. So, and it's not going to pull over because I don't have the ATEM on. I was going to pull over and then it will pull this. So the cameras are still on. Well, actually, hold on. Did I leave the ATEM on? We added some Casa plugs because some stuff broke. So now I can turn everything on remotely. All right, so now I got it. So now when we cut over here, see that countdown still continues. So the last two videos, they're being implemented. So if I switch back, the timer is the same, all that other good stuff. So I got to make sure I turn all this stuff off. So that's what we got going on. So I think that's about it. And where's my phone? Because I need to turn off everything that's over there. Like I said, the plug I put in there a long time ago, somebody pushed it in too much, so that breaks, and you can't turn the amps on. So we put some Casa plugs on that, so we can now turn the sound system on and the amps and everything remotely. So that's what we got going on now. Let me close this too, and I'm sorry. I'm actually going to go a little bit longer today because I actually have some free time, and I have my sugar-free Pepsi right here, so we should be good to go. All right, next one. XO What do you think is best between 2-camera live stream without pictures or a single camera live stream and pictures? Pictures concerning what, and what is the live stream consisting of? Either one of them will work. It just depends on the flow and what you are actually going to use with them. But what type of live stream is that? Rob, the new Mac Mini is on fire. Yeah, and it can't be upgraded. I mean, looking at it, yeah, it's cool. But again, I'm more about the longevity of it. So I'm going to finish your comment. I'm going to cut over. Upgrading my current Mini to the newly released M4 with 16 gigabytes of memory, 512 gigabyte hard drive. That's it? Hold on. Let's see what these folks talking about. You said that's the new Mac Mini. Let me see. How many connections how many monitors can it support? I see the 2 USB-C in the front ports, back ports. So you got 5 USB-Cs or Lightnings, 1 HDMI. So it says it can support 3 monitors, and that's DaVinci Resolve. That's actually my similar setup that I have right now. Drives up to 3 displays. Okay. Gaming. Okay. Let's see what type of gaming you're doing. Again, I don't knock Apple like that. My whole thing is, if this reaches the limit, you have to upgrade. That's just me personally. That's why I just don't do that. I'm still old school. I do PC. If I need a new graphics card, put it in. New processor, put it in. Go through that. That's just me. Not knocking anybody else. But let me see. Let me see how much this is going to cost. So if I go only 512 gigabytes in hard drive space? That's it? Nah, not for me. Sorry. Hey, I hope you have fun with it, Elder Rob. Nah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. And we talk about this. We talked about it in the comments, but Carl was asking, can I stream sports from my phone to the TVs in the sanctuary through the ATEM? Let me answer this. From a technical standpoint, if your phone has an out that can broadcast out like through a USB adapter that goes to HDMI, yes, it can. Should you do it? If you're trying to stream like your kids playing sports and somebody's live streaming it, even then you would still need permissions from the person who owns the live stream. If you're doing any type of national sports, no, that is illegal. You cannot do that. So technically, yes, you can. From a technical standpoint, ethically, no. Legally, no. You cannot do that. The same way, that's why when churches have movie nights, there are rules when you do movie nights. You have to get permission from the distributor of the movie. You have to have a license for it. And because if you really read the EULA in distribution on the back of movies, it actually says you can't show it to more than 3 or 5 people in your house, because anything more than that is considered distribution. Nobody's going to be kicking in your door for that. But at the same time, you don't want to test fate and do that, and then somebody kicks in your church and you're fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for illegal copyrighted and distribution stuff. So please be mindful of stuff like that. Let's see. Page number 2. Back to Albert. When I was at home, a church was using an iPhone on a stationary tripod. Pastor was fixed behind a pulpit with a gray wall. I can work with them on the camera. Can I help them with addressing up the background? I don't know how to even answer that. Can I help them? I mean, can you? I'm doing what I do with my daughter. My daughter will be like, Daddy, can I do this? I don't know. Can you? When somebody asks, can you, it's really saying, do you have the ability? I'm not trying to go down that path, but a lot of people pray saying, God, can you help me? When you ask somebody, can you do it? That's just stating, do you have the ability to do something? So when you say, God, can you help me? His answer is like, yes, I can help you. The question is, Will he? Will you help? So anyway, that's why can is one thing that is programmed in me to respond that way. But can I help them? I mean, yes, you can help them. Will you help them is the question. And I don't know in the context of what you're talking about how to dress up the background. You can do a lot of stuff. If it's gray, you can green screen that out. You can chroma key that. I mean, not chroma key, but you can color correct that out and put anything in the background. There's a bunch of things you can do with that. Let's see. To the moon, how can I make production training more impactful? Get tasers. And when people do something wrong, zap them. That'll be impactful. I mean, well, well, one thing I'm reposting my video from the conference. My video on the anatomy of a church live stream. I was actually going to do that again live, and I still may do that. But one of the things. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. One of the things about that, I don't know. I guess for me, when I try and talk about impactful, and I'm trying to do the same thing, and can I be nice? My impactfulness for me is, do people take ownership? And again, I'm saying this in love. So if anybody of the church that I'm getting ready to talk about gets offended, you're just trying to be offended. I'm not saying it to try and offend. I'm trying to bring awareness to something that people need to pay attention to. So let me show you. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. Not trouble from the church. Trouble for, because certain things you can't show on YouTube because of the terms of service and all this other funny stuff. So give me a second to log in, and I want to show you something. When I say impactful, it's about taking ownership of what's going on, and being mindful of like, hey, are we doing the best that we possibly can with what we're doing? Now, this is the back end of Antioch's YouTube, and maybe I should put it in black mode, dark theme. This is what I'm talking about, what's impactful. And it might not be the same thing as what you're talking about. Impactful is this. Let's look at this. Copyright, 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 copyright. Now, all of these are the ones I fixed. It's about taking ownership of what you're doing, meaning that, hey, understanding the impacts of what we do in media and how it can affect for the good and the negative. So I've been going through here, and granted, we do have a license for this stuff, so this isn't a problem, except for this one. This was actually a song being played, and I told the pastor about that we shouldn't do that, and the media wasn't quick to kind of stop this from being played inside the sanctuary, as in for the live stream. So it's about taking ownership of every aspect of it. It's not just live streaming, and again, I don't want to say I'm throwing them under the bus, but we just calling it out. Love the folks that are working there, but I just got to be real. This is lazy. Again, I've been gone for quite a while there, and we're going into multiple videos. This around here, this was February 6, 2022. That's when I left and started working somewhere else. As you can see from here, and actually, no, I had transitioned a while from here. So look at this. Worship service, Antioch. 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 If we go inside and look at any of these, there's no speaker, there's no date, there's no scripture. You're just throwing stuff up there. You're not sitting back thinking about who's watching this behind after it's been served. Being impactful to me is recognizing that we have a responsibility to what we do, what we display, and we do everything. And is it catering best to the people who are watching online, whether they're members who want to watch it after the fact. What if I wanted to go back and say, an uncle, like I'll use my Uncle John. He passed last year. What if there was this time I remember my Uncle John was here and he sang a song or something like that, and I want to come back and watch that back? I have no idea what date that was. I don't know what the sermon was. I don't know anything. It's like you're just throwing it up, and my impactfulness is trying to separate people who want to know how to effectively do media compared to people who want to know enough just to get by, if you understand what I mean. Some people want to know just how to use presentation software so they can just go through the slides and that's it. No one wants to know, how do I get more proficient in this? How can I learn how to do more? Other people, like, again, the OBS stuff that was set up here on the live stream is the exact same way it was when I left 2 years ago. It was no pushing. It was no, thank you, Duva, for becoming for the super chat. Thank you so much. No one has tried to push the envelope. Now, again, I'm not telling you you got to be on the cutting edge, but this is the mindset that got all of us in trouble during COVID. We got so complacent with not doing stuff. When COVID happened, it messed everybody up because no one was prepared. No one was trying to push beyond the status quo, doing the same old over and over again. And it's about not always being on the cutting edge, but be aware of what's coming around. Don't just be content. We talked about it a long time ago. A bunch of the speakers in our conference, that the videos are available that anybody can watch now. It's when you know that you can do better, do better. None of us have arrived. There's always improvement on what we can do. So it's just little stuff like, okay, in over 2 years, we never realized, let's put a custom thumbnail. Let's put the speaker's name. Let's put the date. Let's put the scripture. We can automate it and let it do chapters. I mean, just little stuff. So for me, the impact is teaching people that using the stuff is one thing. Being skillful in using it, using our live stream, making it easily digestible and servable for the people that come up that might be watching it a day later, weeks later, months later, years later. Are we looking the long term, or are we only looking at the now? That's my mindset when it comes to being more impactful. So for me, if I was teaching, I would teach like, hey, yeah, I'm teaching you how to do this sound right now, but I need you to be mindful of the sound because we can't fix it after the fact. And if the sound sounds like trash, and if somebody wants to watch this a year from now and the music is trash and we can't fix it, the sound is garbled, you can't understand, we just lost somebody who could have potentially gained something from the message that came out there. That's me. That's the impact that I think about. So hopefully that answers your question, but that's just where I come from. T-Man, would you go with a Atmos Ninja or a Decklink HyperDeck HD Plus for 4K recording? Is there any downside of using the field monitor I would go with the Atmos Ninja, honestly, just from a size, to be quite honest. I have the HyperDeck HD, not the Plus version, so I can't record in 4K. But if it's for mobile and field stuff, I would go with the Atmos. If it's a stationary location, kind of like how I have mine, the HyperDeck. That's just me personally. Jay Santiago. Question, has anyone used the JTech VWM04 video processor? Never heard of that. Let me look it up. JTech VWM04. And is that the... Oh, that's like a kind of like a video wall kind of thing, and I hit the wrong button. No, I hit the right button. So you're talking about like where it splits the image. That almost looks kind of like the same processing unit that goes with a digital wall, but it's just going to TVs. I think Ori sent me something that does something similar at a significantly lower price, but I mean, no, I haven't personally. So I put it out to the community. Has anybody used something like that? Elder Rob, the Unify modem is great. Yeah, I want to get them away from paying. Now, this is just me. Ever since I had broadband internet in 1999 when in college, when they first offered it, I always bought my own modem. I just don't renting a modem after a year. You've already bought it, so why not just buy it up front? But that's kind of the mindset why I'm suggesting this to them for the same way. All right, I already answered that. Patrick, do you use a loudness meter to keep the broadcast audio level? No, I don't. I need to, but it's one extra thing that back to the impact one. If I can get people to understand that stuff, if I brought a meter in, that would be just one more thing that I would have to balance. And then for me, like I'm battling people just to understand the importance of audio and stuff like that. And if Brandon ever got on, I let him take a listen to some of the stuff that I'm talking about. I would bring that, but the issue is trying to teach the people the impact of, hey, the live stream sounds like trash. Why are you not monitoring it? And it's one thing for people to just, like I said, try to be skillful in what you're doing. Another one is just trying to coast through and do the bare minimums. So if I brought in an audio level and to keep everything at a level, but is the team the mindset of like, yeah, we need to do our stuff at a higher level to make it better? Because if not, then you've just added another task to your hands to work. Brave Visionaries, hello and thank you so much. Mom's Video, good morning to you. Obina, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Please, which video switcher would you suggest that could do lower thirds with easy worship? Any of them can. The OC Go Stream Deck, the A10 Mini, A10 Mini Pro, almost any of them can use that as a downstream key. So it's all depending on your budget. M16 V3. 512 gigabyte on a Mac is like 4 terabytes on a PC. I would agree. Back to T-Man. If anyone is buying a new Mac Mini, look for the education store links, and you would get $100 off. I purchased one yesterday. Sweet. Thank you for the community update. Chanel's Outreach Ministries. I hope you're doing well. You did a video on OBS with the Bible plug-in. I found your recent one, but I need to see the one you opened it from a folder. Do you recall that name? When I opened it from a folder. No, I don't know, because the Bible plug-in is always online. So there was no folder. I don't recall. Sorry about that. I don't know. Back to, they're going back and forth, so that's good. Lamar, do you know if the save scenes are interchangeable among digital mixers? No, they are not. The save scenes, now it depends if they're, no. I don't know the format, but if they're writing it as an XML file, I mean, you could parse it and change it. That's what I used to do as an ETL developer. But I don't know. The easiest thing, most likely no, because they would have the same infrastructure and you would have to have some type of transitional migration tool to do that. So no, I would believe no. To your knowledge, is there a way, perhaps from the respective dashes, to migrate from Vimeo to YouTube? We could upload in sequence, but that will take forever and soak up upstream for a month. Do you know of a way perhaps to migrate from Vimeo to YouTube? Well, yeah, inside of Vimeo, there's a command. I can't do mine like this because I think a church I used to work at is linked to my YouTube there. So if I go to my Vimeo here, and if I go to videos here, I could just, because I service a couple of churches here. So if I come in here and check off these, I could share them. And they used to have a share there. Almost sound like Care Bear. You could share this, and then it would post. You can link it and upload it to, well, it was published, excuse me. You could publish it to social media, and that would link it. So it's just a button. I mean, it's a multiple button clicks to push it that way. That would be the easiest thing. Just link your YouTube account here into Vimeo and then go through each video and just publish them. It used to be a way that you could select a whole bunch of them at the same time and publish them all. They must have removed that. But say, like, if I go here, see, there's not a publish here. They used to be able to just click here, and then it wasn't a menu. Yeah. All right. So from here, yeah, it used to be a publish. You can click there. It looks like you have to go through each one and then go to publish, and then you would publish it to the YouTube that you want to do. You would go through and you can do that. I mean, you could make a macro to go through and do that, but that's the easiest way. You just do that, and then it will push for it to your link channel for you. When it comes to marketing, that's a poor way to promote your church. People just do enough to get by. And you said it, when you know better, do better. Exactly. Duva, how do I use screen mirroring on the iPad to any switcher and to the TV inside the sanctuary? Well, the switcher, it all depends on the type of switcher that you're using. You need to have something that will integrate it. So I had the mini PC. You could do anything else that, like, if you have like an ATEM or something that needs a physical connection, you need to connect something that can receive the mirroring from your iPad, and then that will push it through your switcher, your ATEM or whatever, and then you can select it as a channel like I'm doing right now to go through my cameras, and I will push it out. The same way, if you have the TV is not a smart TV and doesn't have that mirrored in, you could have it connected to your ATEM, push it out, or get kind of, I don't know, like thumbsticks, a smart thumbstick that you can push it to your TV. Kind of need to know the full layout to give you a more specific one on that. IT Central Hub, hello from Zimbabwe. How can I do a squeeze merge in Prism Live? A squeeze merge? I'm not too familiar with that off the top of my head. It's like, sorry, I can't answer that one. Maybe anybody else who's using Prism Live, can you help IT Central Hub on that one? MA16, I know the feeling. I ain't gonna lie. It's so many times that I know that I always believe that if you notice something and no one else does, I believe that's a call for you to actually do something about that. But I'm just being honest, and y'all know I'll be real with y'all. Sometimes I don't like knowing stuff like that because it's frustrating, because most of the time when it comes to media, I spend more time trying to convince the stumbling blocks and the roadblocks and the gatekeepers to get out of the way just so I can implement something. Implementing it would take me seconds. It takes days and sometimes months and years to get people who don't know nothing about what I'm talking about out of the way so I can get done. So that's why a lot of times I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. D Green, how do you automate chapters for a typical church service? Well, it's a couple of ways. You have some tools that can summarize it, and they can give you timestamps, and you can do it there. There are other ones that, like, let me go through a tool that I use. So let's say, let me go to me. So I have this plugin. It is, where's it at? And it's not showing. I have a plugin that will go through and summarize stuff for me using oh, there it is. My transcript summary. So it's a plugin right here. So I can come in here and click on this. And transcript is not available. Okay. Guess I gotta do it on a video. that I have, because there's no transcripts on this, because that's just me playing. So no transcripts. I need to find another video that actually has transcripts. So let's try. Let's try this last service here. So I would come here. That's when the Highland Springs High School choir came and sang last Sunday at Antioch. So let's see. If we come in here and we click on here to do a transcript, so it gives me a lot of these timestamps here. So we could say, please, because I'm nice. Please create timestamps for the top 8 moments in this video. So I can have that plugin give me this, and then I just take these timestamps, and at least gives me, and I would actually say, well, I'll just use these. Take that, and we open up Notepad. I should use Notepad++. I get rid of, replace that with 00 that. So that gives me more of a definite time. Get rid of the close parentheses. That got rid of that. And for the hour mark, gotta update this. So now here's our timestamps. I would shorten the names. So Song of Celebration. That's not really the name of it. Prayer of Gratitude and Invocation. And I know this is small. I'm sorry. Community Support Acknowledgement. So this would actually be more of announcements. So it's giving me a nice starting moment. So it actually did announcements twice. Choir and congregation worship. These are bad names that I would do. And then they got the sermon. So it gives me kind of a close, and again, I'm going to do this because no one has done it on this stuff, so it doesn't really matter. So let me remote in real quick, and we'll look at the difference of how that looks now with the timestamps added to that video. I forgot the plugin name. I'll give you the name of it real quick once I log in here. That plugin is called GLASP, GLASP. So that is it right there, and you can do the Chrome add-on extension to do that. So let's look at that video. That was the Sunday's service, last Sunday at Antioch. So we're going to come in here behind the scenes. Let me cut away real quick because I think this is the screen I'm not allowed to show, I think, for terms of service or whatever. All right, so there we go. So we would just add some timestamps. And we also need to have a starting one. Always have to have a starting one. So now that we've got that saved, now let's refresh this now. And there we go. So there's our timestamps. Now, personally, what I would do is just mimic the exact same thing of how if you follow a program. So it'll be countdown. I don't recall because Pastor Paul changed the layout of this. So I know we would have announcements, altar call, sermon, offering, um, discipleship, stuff like that. I would break it off like that. That's how personally I would do it. Hopefully that helps you. And I might as well just keep this computer logged in if y'all have any other questions from that. Y'all funny. Nick, have you ever used a Epiphan Pearl Nano for your streaming encoder? Once I have. Our church uses this, and it struggles to stream to Facebook and YouTube. It could be human error, not the encoder. It's been a minute since I've used that, maybe about 2 years since the last time. First thing I would say is check, make sure you got all the firmware and all that other stuff updated as best as possible. And when it's saying struggling to stream, what are you getting any specific errors? Let me know, and then maybe we can circle back on that one for you. As a former ISP tech support, keep in mind if you use your own modem, the modem, it can be used to deny you a tech support call. Understood. That's why most of the time when I do it, I'm just like, look, I'll be more responsible for my tech than anything else. But because I mean, most of the modems I get, they're listed on the ISP's website of what's supported. So I kind of go with that. Let me go back here. But the purchase Bible is sent from First Fruit Studio, and you have to put it on your computer. Okay, I have not done the purchase one, so what I'll do is I'll probably go through and document that on the way to do that, because I personally have not done. I've always used the free one, so I will circle back and do one for that for you. I'm looking at vMix if there's any for free. No, there's not. They used to actually give an offer to, I think, a few a year that they would give away to churches for free. I do not believe they do that anymore because people were exploiting it. And with that being said, I offer on my website the Bibles, XML Bibles. I don't charge for them, but I am tracking the same IP address, downloading everything over and over again. I don't believe in charging for the Bible, but I think this is the same way. I used to give my countdowns away for free, but then people were downloading them and then putting it on their website and trying to sell it. So just notice, I may have to change some stuff if people keep exploiting some stuff. I hate having to do stuff like this, but you try and do stuff to try and help the community, and people just want to go out and exploit it and stuff like that. So I'm calm right now, because normally if I was on a different tone, I would be a lot meaner with what I'm going to say. Complex Studios. What is the best method? What is the best method to connect mixer to laptop? We use a X2222 USB. Currently using the USB, but it comes in low. There should be a way to boost the audio. I used to have a Behringer USB mixer a while ago, and I gave that to actually First Baptist Church of South Lynchburg. I'm waiting to hear back from them for adding a monitor. But if the USB is low, then I would go from I think that has a RCA out. You can plug that into your line in, but into your laptop, or you can get like an audio mixer. There it goes. Audio interface. This is one I got from Amazon. It's like $25. And then you can just plug directly in the outs or whatever, plug into this. And then this gives you another USB out, but then you have more controls on your volume on here. I've used this one about like 4 times. This was actually for a church I gave, but then we got them a new sound system, and now they go directly from the sound system instead of using this. So, but that's one I would highly recommend. Broke Citizen. Hello. I am doing well. I got to go up to Upper Marlboro tomorrow to reconfigure and fix an X32 sound system. I've seen a lot of people install these X32s, and they are set up horribly. And more importantly, they never trained anybody on what they did. So we're going to be fixing their mixes, their speakers, their live stream sound, their live stream mix, the house mix, and then also training people on how to actually use it. Back to T-Man. What's a good and affordable hardware video encoder streaming device? I recently purchased the Blackmagic Representative HT, but wasn't too happy with the quality. Any advice? I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, personally, for the same price that you do that, I would get like one of the mini PCs that would give you more hardware power, and it can encode that just running OBS. That's me. But what's your budget? Let me know that, and then we can go from there. Rob, I'm saying most of us are equipped but silent by choice. Understood. Rich, I downloaded the drawing app. Where are the drawing icons you use? I use all of the ones that are inside the program, and they're over to the left. So if I bring this up, most of my icons, I'm just typing in search and give my stuff. So if I go POE switch, this is pulling natively from there. So I don't add anything new. So that's where I do mine from. Hope that helps y'all. Can NLEs export chapter markers as part of the metadata to be used as markers on YouTube Vimeo? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Can you recommend a mini PC for vMix Pro and also good enough for Premiere Pro and After Effects? Well, I would say anything that if the Ryzen 7 and higher would be more than enough for that editing. Because, I mean, I was editing on a Ryzen 7 1700X for a long time, and that greatly improved when I went from an FX 8320, I believe. From there to the that it cut my render time by half. So any of the mini PC Ryzen 7 or even maybe a Ryzen 9 would give you the horsepower to do that. And I mean, you're talking about a good, decent price. So like you can get this Ryzen 9 for like $400. Then 512 gigabyte hard drive. You could add another drive in there. Or you can go with this one is 560, and that's 32 gigs of memory, 1 terabyte SSD, and you got a bunch of horsepower on that. Sports 3 monitors. You can add an extra drive on that. You got 2 USB-Cs in the front, a USB 4. Okay. In the front, dual Ethernets in the back, display port, HDMI. That should be more than enough to give you horsepower that can run Premiere as well as all of that. I will put a link in the description for that if you're interested. Ryzen 7 mini PC. Dean, how are you? Good to see you as always. I'm doing good, sir. Have you used the SRT either on Web Presenter or Streaming Bridge? I tried with vMix, worked good. Haven't tried. No, I have not. It's just one other thing I haven't had a chance to play around with yet. Mom's video. Are there any 4K AI tracking PTZs under 1400 that you're aware of? That one, that's the Fumaco. That's actually right under $1,500 and it's 14. You can get that for around like $1,250 for that. The BZB gear is, when they sent it, it was around like 18. That's behind me. It's probably staring off in the distance somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, it's over here looking over at my closet. So that one is another one. But mainly the Fumaco right there, that one is under that price. And AI tracking works very, very well. And that reminds me, I forgot to talk about, we got a new camera that AVCan sent me that I'm going to work on that video actually this afternoon. That is, wrong one. That is that camera right there. We're going to be working on that. That's a wireless live streaming 4K camera that he sent me. We're going to be playing around with that pretty soon. So I got it a couple of days ago, but I've been running, so I haven't had a chance to actually do the unboxing and all the other good stuff. In fairness, and Abacus is significant improvement over the 8350 FX. Hey, look, at the time, that's what I could afford. But it's double the memory and double the hard drive space. No. Philip Paul, hello. Let's see. What else we got going on? Kind of light today, folks. But I appreciate the likes. I really, really do. Let me actually jump and do this now. So I want to give a big shout out to all my Patreon supporters and YouTube members. We've got them updated on here. This is our new list of all of our new folks. So again, I appreciate them, folks. And if you like what we do here, folks, I don't take sponsorships, never receive sponsorships for any of the stuff we got on here. But it's great people like this and my company to help fund everything that we do here. So, if you like what we do and you've gotten the benefit about what we do here to help train media ministries, if you like what we do, you can go ahead and go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. Get started as low as $1 a month, or you can click the join button down below. Whichever way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. So I greatly appreciate it. And thank y'all for the continued support. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I never mentioned the stuff here. What I want to do is I haven't done my podcast in a while because I've been running every single day. So I haven't had a chance to sit down. But what I want to do, Elder Rob, I'm going to be calling on you. Anthony, he's not on here, but I know I'm going to bring him on. Would love to sit down and have change my podcast a little bit. Still going to be the media booth, but it's going to be like more of a conversational type of thing. I could easily just go and use Notebook LM to do that, but I'd rather have some live people talking about some stuff like that. Let me jump back over here. James wants to know, can I pay for the e-conference sessions now? You don't have to pay for them. They're completely free now. They're all up on my YouTube channel. You can watch all of them. I appreciate that you want to pay for it, but you don't have to because they're all under my channel under a playlist that anybody can link to. I'm streaming the Anatomy of a Church live stream. I'm doing that one here in a hot second. So if we cut over to here to my channel, yeah, if you come down here, I actually updated it and it's right here. All the videos are on the 2024 conference playlist on the home screen. So again, I appreciate that you want to do that, but they're all there. Elder Rob was saying, I'm ready when you are, and I want to get you on my podcast as well. Hey, we can make that happen. Let me see. I know I said I was going to go a little bit longer, but it's kind of don't have much of the questions going on here. We're going to start, like I said, we're still doing a lot of back to basic stuff, real simple stuff. Don't want to get too complicated. Let me know. I'm down below. The ones that followed and watched the video on making a new custom simple intro. How many of y'all actually are going to do something like that, or you've done something like that? Just wondering. Well, I appreciate it, James. It is just add the $ in front of AJ the CEO. That's all you got to do, and I appreciate that. Philip Paul, can you show me how I connect my XR18 to my internet router and configure it? There is no connection to it. The XR18 has an Ethernet cable. Just plug that into there and then plug it into the router. That is it. So, hold on. XR18. So yeah, not really a major configuration for that. So here in the front, you just got your Ethernet in there. Just plug it into that, and that's it. And once it picks up, and if you have the app that you ask about, on the Facebook, or if you go here to software, they have links to the MX Mix app that's on iPhone or Android. Once your iPad or your tablet is on the network, this is on the network, it will just see it. Really nothing to configure with it. Hold on. Let me see. AJ, I was confused about the squeeze merge. I have a AI link with its answer. Should I post the link in Facebook or send the link to you? No, you don't have to send it to me. I mean, if it's accurate, yeah, you can share it on Facebook, the group. That's the whole point. So we can share that information with people. Mike, for Notebook LM, do you need to have a transcript of the video, or will it make one for you? It will make one for you. It will. Let me pull it this way. It will pull in. All right, let's actually just try it, because most of the time it will pull from the transcripts that YouTube does. If it doesn't do that, I believe it can read it as well too. But let's just go ahead and try it. So I'm gonna pull back down my gaming video just to see, because I mean that's Claire Redfield, not Claire Redfield, that's Jill Valentine running around in Raccoon City trying to get up out of there. So we're gonna go to a YouTube video, post it, and let's get rid of the timestamp. Oh. And see, it doesn't have a time. It doesn't have a, yeah. I can spit it out. The video cannot be imported. Transcript is not available. So it normally has to generate a transcript. So if I come here, let's move this over. And normally for the transcript, it goes down to the bottom, and it would say there's a transcript there. It's not, but let's see, will this generate one? I think it's just too long. I mean, it was about a transcript. I've summarized this. So it's just analyzing the video, which I think is slick. So that's just, it's kind of interesting that it did that. I'm actually going to use that for my timestamps for that channel. I'll save that. But yeah, most of the time it would have to be, it pulls a transcript of people talking. Let me see if I can go to another video of video game people talking. Let's see, this has been a long time when I was gaming all the time here. Mass Effect Andromeda, the one I still have not gotten a platinum on. Let's see, can we do this one? Let's get rid of that one. Let's add a new source. And well, actually, we can just look here and see, did it do a transcription? Yeah, so this one does have a transcript. So it says, see here, show the transcript. So let's come in here. See, and that one does it. YouTube video transcript of Pathfinder Rider, the main character in Mass Effect Andromeda. It's kind of cool that it does that. But yeah, so normally, I guess it, in Notebook LM, it is going to read from the transcripts that are being provided by YouTube. So it looks like that's the answer for that. MA16V3, any plans on looking at free show? I did it a while ago, but I haven't done a deep dive. Pastors wanted me to look at the non-sub options to get close to feature parity with appropriate. I'm going to have to look at it, because I mean, it's been a long time since I've looked at it, but I will see about that. So I'll play around with that to see what we can do with that. Saying we need to start planning next year's eMissionary Conference. I completely agree. This one is actually going to be in a place. I'm going to see if I can get it at Antioch, because I have access to all that equipment. I already know that. There's a bunch of other ministries I can possibly see, Maybe see if I can rent the building out at Good Shepherd Baptist Church. That's a big sanctuary that we've used. Or Abundant Life, maybe able to do that. I want to see if I can leverage some of the churches I have access to. If not, we can do other stuff. Jerry wants to know, does Notebook Element allow you to use different voices? No, not right now. It's only those two, but the easiest thing you could do, it does cost something. You can take it to 11 Labs, and you can sample the voice, and then it can change it to something different. HS Audio, hey, AJ, I pray all is well with you and yours. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm seeing a post back and forth here. Back to James. We have two Blackmagic Pocket 4K cameras with different lenses. Same LUT activated on them. What would cause the vibrancy and warmth of the picture to be different? What is it connected to? Is it connected to something else? I would say it's what's the gain and all of that set to? Are those the same as well too? Alex, thank you for that. Okay, that makes sense. So in other words, this is where it compresses the image as a transition. I had to play around with that. Mike. So it is smart enough if I give it the full service to be able to generate the podcast of just, yes, that's what I did with Pastor Paul's stuff and the demo. As long as it has the transcription, yes, it would do a summary of that and talk about that. Well, it's kind of back to what Brian and Rob are saying. Yeah, it can. It will summarize the whole service. If you only want to do that, you can. But another part I've done is you can send the link of nothing but the timestamp from this part forward and have it adjust that. That's what I did with his, and that worked for me. Let me see. This last one that pops up. I wonder if you can use a clip functionality and send that to Notebook LM. I bet the transcript wouldn't work. I mean, the transcript should pull from there. I mean, because what you could do is pull the transcript and then just pull over the transcript of just the part that you want to do. Or you can, now the easiest thing is you make a timestamp of where you want it to start. And again, just say, hey, start from here to here. That has worked as well too. James, back to your question. Make sure that the camera settings in the ATEM are not pushing extra settings to the camera. That could be one other thing. So, like for example, if I bring mine up right now, so I can adjust this. Normally I would have 3 cameras, but see, I have mine cranked up here. So if I had reset mine back, see, I'd have something like this. So just play around with that. Make sure these settings aren't here. You can make those, just reset all of them so that they're just completely vanilla on here and it's not pushing anything. That's another thing I would check. T. Hey, AJ, how are you? Need a solution to automatically turn on some equipment before I get to church. That is the CASA plugs. That is the same one that I have used and just added to Antioch. So where's my plug? Hold on one second. I thought I had an extra HDMI around here. All right, we'll use the one from my Mac. All right, so how are we going to do this? Let me see. Can we add this to number 4? That's going to be DVE Mac. And I want that full size. Sorry, I'm actually doing this all live here. We're going to crop the corners to the left. What's that, 11? All right, so we'll do that, and then let's slide it over here so we can actually see it all at the same time. And my phone went to sleep. All right, so here, this is what the CASA stuff that I have right here, so I can turn the whole system on remotely. So we can, and I told myself I was going to leave that system logged in. And these are the CASA ones. Oh, man, my apologies. Got a hiccup or something. So I've used quite a few of these. I actually have these here at home as well, too. And where's my ATEM stuff? I need to move this here so I can turn this off. And let's go here. So I have used the switch. I have a bunch of these. I got a bunch of these. And then recently I bought these. These are the ones that are hiding behind the digital wall at 31st Street. So it all depends on the flat. And I needed them because they were this flat plug because it wasn't enough room for the long ones. So anyway, I can use a bunch of these in any way, shape, or form. And then I use the app, which is what I was trying to show. And so in here, I can turn the system on in any way, shape, or form. So let's cut back. I'm going to keep this up, but I'm going to cut over so y'all can see my screen. So right now, I'm remoted into the church, and as you can see, the ATEM is not on because it's physically not on. So as you can see, we get a connection because it's not on. So now, let's go ahead and turn this on here. I'm going to hit the ATEM button. So we just hit that. Give it a second. Just heard the sound. And there we go. So the ATEM is now on. And boom. So we're looking inside the sanctuary with the cameras. I can do the same thing. What we recently added was the amplifiers and the sound system. So if I come in here and the P16s are on the pulpit. So let me navigate over to one that you can see. Let's go to the other camera. We go to the front camera instead. Front. And all right, so you can see the P16s are off, right? You can see both of them are off. If we come down here, I can turn on the mixers. So I'll turn that on. And I need to turn on the amps because that's what powers the P16s. And boom, there we go. So now we are able to turn on everything remotely. So I can turn the amps off again. So those are the amplifiers in the booth. That should have been shut off. Or how do I have that tied in? I may have these names backwards, to be quite honest. And then the mixers. Yeah, I had that. I got it backwards. I got to change the name of that. So we can turn off the sound system, and then we can also turn the ATEM off right there. Now, I have the app for it, and that is available to anybody in the media ministry for the last 7 years. No one has used it, but it is available. So all I've done, and I had a video talking about that, all we did is use the compilation of these. Also, if you're able to, and again, I'm not a licensed electrician. I'm not trying to tell you to do that. I know enough to turn off all the electricity and how to hook these up. So where there are places where I actually need to put wall sockets, I've actually replaced them and put these in the wall. I actually done that here. The light that I have right behind me, that one right there, functions the same way. I changed out that outlet with the one here, and that's so that way I can control that as well too. So very simple, very affordable. Or I've used these multi-strips. I got like 4 of them here with all my equipment here. When I turn something on, all of this inside of my studio turns on because of that. The cameras, the PoE, my ATEMs, all that stuff are driven by this stuff. So very, very easy. So T, hopefully that helps. That's what I use. That's what I've installed at quite a few places to turn on the digital walls. That's what we just added at 31st Street, Good Shepherd, Antioch, Rising Valley Baptist Church, New Hope Baptist Church, Epworth, TCF, a bunch of them. Makes it really easy. Let me put a link to all of them. And again, I do have a video that talks about when I did this at Antioch. So hopefully that helps. Post that link there for you. Rob, you tell Notebook LM what you want to hear specifically in the customize button when you're creating. Tell LM what to focus on. Again, thank you for that. Mike, what are the rights of using generated podcasts? Can you take it and use the audio to add visuals? Yes, you can, because you own it. There are no the old fogies in government who making these laws don't have a clue on some of the stuff, and they haven't had laws haven't been written in on it yet. So get in while the getting's good. And that reminds me, I've been working on some music as well, with a mixture of AI, with me doing it as well too. So let me actually take a second and just tell y'all about this. I'm working on this as well too. So hopefully we want to start offering some more stuff for y'all as well too. So under digital, we got our first song here that you can actually download. We have a music license agreement, all this other stuff is already registered. So if anybody wanted to buy the song, you can use it. It gives you a license to use it and all this other fun stuff as well. These are the uses. You can't duplicate it. You can't sell it. It can be for personal projects. You can't use it for duplication, reselling, subleasing. You can't transfer ownership, nothing. We got that stuff. We'll be doing some more stuff with that, but you can get this one here and use that. So let me let y'all take a listen. Actually, I already have it up. So let me actually switch back and let y'all take a listen to this. We're going to be working on some other music that you can use and have for your live stream, and then you don't have to worry about the license because the license goes through me. And if you're registered and you got the link with it, that will come to me, and I'll either have to just compare that you have a license with it or you don't. You get hit just like anybody else, but we're going to be doing the music a little bit different. So I think I got everything set up. So let me give you a little taste of this. Is Grace in the Echo. I believe my sound is up so y'all can hear it. So we're going to be working on some other stuff like that, some music that you can do, different vibes and all this other stuff for your streams. Back to Alex. We have tried free show, but it keeps freezing on us. We settled with Holy Lyrics. Also a free option, though it is not in-depth tutorials in English, and it requires CSS knowledge to exploit its strengths. Great. Never heard of that, but thank you for that. What I've been doing with Notebook LM is taking my old sermons and making podcasts. So that's what I wanted to do with my dad's stuff. My dad passed in 2003, and he's got so many cassette tapes, and to digitize them, it takes time. It takes a long time to go through those, but been wanting to do something like that. Paula, I would like to thank you for all you do. You're the best. You're also helpful to all. I have asked questions via email and you always respond. I appreciate it. Hey, you are welcome. Can't do everything, but hopefully the little bit I do, it does help. Still in the Bible. Yeah, it is. The Unified Surge Protector does the same as well. It's for stuff in the rack. Yeah, I wanted to get that. I haven't had any reason to have to turn it off in the rack, but I was looking at that. T, you are welcome. Now, T, the other benefit I didn't show with that, let me do this real quick because I forgot to show it. The other reason why I mainly did this is because people were doing dumb stuff and didn't turn the stuff off. So, like, for example, if I go in here, I go to the schedule, I have it automatically. If anybody ever left anything on, it will automatically turn everything off at 2 a.m. So if somebody forgot to turn the sound system off, which they've done before, this will put it in place. So if the amps and everything are in place, see, this will turn off at 2:02. So if anybody made a mistake, boom, the system gets turned off automatically. So it kind of helps protect it. And then at the same time, as you can see, if I go back into here, because sometimes the people don't get there on time. So I can come in here and say for the amps, I want to have the amps turn on at 8:55 a.m. on Sundays. So by the time anybody walks in there, the sound system is already on. So that's the amps. And then I need to go to the mics because the mics need to turn on before that. We go to schedule, and I want that to turn on at 8:53 only on Sundays. So the idea, the system will be on before anybody even gets there, because most of the time people get late. And then even on here, like if I go to the ATEM, I set this up years ago. See, the ATEM turns on at 9 a.m. on Sundays. So I have it set up that the whole sound system and the video system is turned on well before anybody even gets there. You can do the same thing with choir rehearsal. That's kind of like what I did with here. Choir rehearsal is on Tuesday and Thursdays. The whole system will turn on at 6:15. So by the time they walk in, it's already on. So that's another cool little feature. Excuse me, with the adapters. Reverend Mike. Hey, AJ, is there a wireless camera mic that would power on when power is detected from a smart plug? A wireless cam mic. Well, it all depends what type of mic you have, because as long as the receiver is set to on, that's how I have the ones at Antioch. The receiver is set to on, and when we turn the power on, it turns everything on. But if you're talking about a wireless one, well, I would think the issue with that would be that the wireless mic is going to be driven by a battery. So the battery would need to be charged. So I don't know with the handset. No, I am not aware of something that could do that. That's Daniel. Hey, we've been using that for years. Awesome. Thank you for that. James, what does the red light toggle on the ATEM software? I tried to center it on the camera tab, but it keeps going towards the top of the quadrants and in the center. I tried to center it. Yeah, that's more of your, what is that called? That's more controlling your the iris and all that other stuff like that. So if I pull this down, yeah, that's like your, I don't want to say, what is that? That is your, why am I drawing a blank right now? What is that called? Man, I am drawing a blank right now. Because I want to say it's your iris, your aperture. I think it's your aperture, something like that. It's controlling how much light is coming into that and all that other fun stuff. That's what that is. So, that's my course. So, and I'm playing around with all of these. I'm doing it off camera, but that's what I am doing. That's why I'm playing around with these. So again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it is, but I'm learning that stuff as well too. It's a mixture. It's a mixture. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Philip Paul, can the X Touch extender to the internet? Can the X Touch extender to the internet switch while the XR18 is also connected to the same switch, which is also connected? Yeah, I mean they're not going to interfere with each other. It's just like you have two phones on your Wi-Fi. You'll be fine. Yes, actually, that's how I have mine. So, what I had to do with this, because I need the mixer to turn on first. So what I did is I have a I have a scene set up. So if I go over here to Smart and I have scene, see I have sound 1 and sound 2. So if I come in here, see I sound 1. That's wrong. That's probably the reason why the stuff was going backwards. So this actually, oh no, that's sound off. That's right. I'm sorry, I'm going to the wrong one. So if I go to sound on, see it turns on the mics, but then if I go to sound 2, there's a delay of 15 seconds. So I have 2 separate scenes, and then I have a smart action. So the smart action, when I go into the system on, it will, when somebody hits the switch that's downstairs that we put in the wall as a regular switch, it's going to run sound on number 1. It needs to change the order. Run a scene, turn on sound 1. So it's going to turn that on, and then it's going to turn on number 2. But again, I guess it didn't matter because number 2 has a 15-second delay. Once it hits the command, it's going to wait 15 seconds and then turn it on. So that's how I was able to do it, because there's not one to built in directly when you do a scene. So like if I come in here and do a scene and set up a new one, see the delay action, this action will take place immediately when you run the scene. If you turn this on, then the scene will take place 1 minute after you run it. It's only going to do one thing at a time. So like if I did multiple things here, so say the amplifiers, I want that to turn on, and then I add another scene, turn on another device and do the mixers, right? It's going to wait 1 minute before it does both of them. And that's the reason why I did a scene, just did the amplifier, then wait 15 seconds. So when it calls both of them at the same time, the amps are going to wait 15 seconds before it turns on. So that's how I worked around getting that delay working. Bobby, I've been given a grant, I was going to say grant. I'm thinking grants for another church I'm working with. I've been given a budget of $6,000. We have the X32 compact and the G20 Canon camera. What PTZ camera would you suggest, and what switcher we need? And what switcher? We need a computer, and what else would you suggest? Okay, so you talking about that. So let's do a little play shopping here. I'm gonna open up an incognito. We're gonna go to Amazon. And let's do some play shopping here for Bobby. So how many PTZs are you going to talk about? I'm just going to go with the budget of $6,000. All right. So I'm not going to shamelessly say go to me if you are looking for a computer. So I'm going to be fair with here. So I'm just going to do, I do not like buying PCs like this. I would just build one myself, but we're going with this. We're going to go with new. We are going with 16 gigabytes of memory. They sure are pushing a whole lot of Apple stuff. We're going to go with Windows 11. That should get the Apple stuff out of the way. And I'm going to go with a Ryzen 7. I think that's overpriced, but we're looking at the prices here, and that's a 3050. Not that bad. So we'll just say this for right now, just to get it. Wait a minute. Nah, we'll go with this one. So that's that. And we're going to use 27-inch monitor. You can get that for like $100. So this Acer, we'll go with that. And we're actually going to go with 2 of those. And we're going to go with a HM Mini Extreme. And they dropping the price? Okay. Wondering what's the reasoning of that. I'm going to just go with the real price. So if you can get it for lower and it's brand new, then it's just bonus. And then you're talking about your PTZs. So, and you want, let me make sure. You said a PTZ with a switcher. So, I mean, you got a bunch of options. So, I'm going to go with AV cans right now because that's the ones I've used a lot. And they have a bundle deal. AV cans bundle. That's the camera that they sent me that we're going to be doing a review on. So even if you went with this, these are 30X and they have auto tracking with this too. So we'll just say we go with this. And if we went with all of those and then we get a 8-port PoE switch, BV Tech, something like that. And then if you go with, I don't know how far away that is, so I'm just going to do 100-foot fiber HDMI cables. The ones I used to use the iBirdie ones, but they started having some issues with them. So I've been using the D-Techs, and they've been working great for me. We'll do 3 of those, and then we'll do Cat 6 cables. And if we do that, we'll go with this one. We'll go with 3 of them. And you still got some playroom. If your budget was $6,000, you got that. You got a computer, and let's throw in one more thing. Let's do a 2 terabyte SanDisk external drive. You got all of that, and you could have you got your joystick, you got 3 cameras, you got your switcher, and you got a computer and a monitor for the multi-view and for the computer. And, all you would need is, maybe another HDMI cable that goes from this into this and a USB-C cable. That's an extra $25, $30 max, and you're still under that $6,000 budget. And you got 3 PTZs, joystick, PoE switch, computer, switcher, and 2 terabyte recorder. And you still got about $1,500 to play around with. So that's what I would do with that. Hope that helps you. Brian Jones, could you create a video on the services workflow used to make music? That sounds like fun. I will try to work on that. I mean, you could throw the ISO in. I mean, you still got enough budget in there if he wants to record from all of them. Throw another 400 in there. Now you can have the ISO recording. Be Quiet Media. Hello, hello. Kendall. I know there's probably not a simple answer, but the problem we're having is the sound is great in person when the praise team is singing, but the live stream audio is terrible. How do I fix it? Well, that depends on what you're using for your mix. In the same way of Antioch, the sound sounds horrible. Like, I don't want to play it right now. The high school choir that sang, they sounded great inside the house because I was balancing them in the house, but no one was listening to the live stream to balance for the live stream. But what is your setup? Because you need to have a separate mix for your live stream, because inside the house, you got carpets, you got chairs, you got walls, you got bodies that are absorbing sound, making sound bounce off, and it gives a false impression of how good it sounds compared to your live stream. You just got headphones, and you're going to hear it raw, what it sounds like. So let me know your setup first, and then we can talk about that. Wayne. Hey, AJ, how do I just record with OBS and not go live? All you got to do is just hit the record button and my OBS is not working. Hold on. Well, not that my OBS is not working. The button for OBS is not working. Now, hold on, let me find out where it is. I think it got removed when I did a tutorial that y'all haven't seen on how to run OBS. There we go. Yes, I want to start it normally. Up, and there's my music starting up. So all you got to do, you just got to hit this record right here. And the settings on that, on where it's going to go to, is you go out here to output, you pick wherever you want it to go to, and your settings for all that other fun stuff, you just point it there so you can go to your extra drive or wherever place that you want to put it. And then all you got to do is just fire up the recording, and that's it. So if I record for a couple of seconds, bring in some background music, something like that, we stop that, and that's been recorded. And we're going to go to the drive, and it actually tells you where it saved it to. Go over here to recordings. Come on. And that's where it recorded. I had it a pinned prototype church in the front of the video, but that's the video right there. So if I open it, there's a recording that we just made. So real simple. Hope that helps you. Last question on the plugs. Is there some way to interact with the plugs if for some reason the Wi-Fi failed? Yes, there are on and off buttons on the sides of them. So I don't have one in front of me. So let me go back here real quick and show you. Because I have the same one like set upstairs when me and my daughter set up a Christmas tree. So we have another one that's set up just for that. So with these, you got your physical buttons on the side that you can just hit on and off to turn them on and off right there. The same way with this plug here. They have the on and off right there at the top. For the surge protectors, there are little buttons on either ones. Those circle ones, turn them on and off right there. And then for the outlet, the on and off button is right there in the center for the top and bottom. So each one of them does have a manual button if you need to turn them on and off. We got people who like to press buttons without knowing. See, that's why when I use these, I put them up out of the way so nobody really knows. So they're inside of cages or something like that, or they're up and out of the reach of people. Yeah, that's why I just did it. But most of the time, if we go back to the beginning, if I have people setting it up the way, if the mixes and the speakers, now with the X32, it's set to automatically have safe volume so it doesn't send any volume out. Like last night, I remoted in, and one of the musicians that was messing around with the stuff turned up too much stuff, and I had to kill one of the speakers remotely because it was this blasting noise. So it did pop and scare people that way. But typically, normally, I have them, before they shut everything off, turn all the faders down so that there's no sound going out, and then you can shut it off, and then there's no pop. Lincoln, NDI camera source into OBS, the audio input via USB from X32 mixer. How much delay do I need for audio delay to match the video? I have it set at 500. Well, that's all is subjective, and it all depends because some days it could be very low, it could be high. That's one of the reasons why I don't use NDI like that, because you would constantly have to keep it updated. So you will probably start in the middle of service, and then sometimes you might have to tweak it. So it's kind of hard for me to say exactly what it would be without being there and listening to it as well too. Bruce, hello. You're getting closer to Virginia. Normally in Texas. Pastor Daniel, what's the link to the video that you did to set up Antioch? What app are you using to run the Unify setup? Oh, that's the Unify stuff itself. And you said to do the setup. That was a Casa Goes to Church. I think that's when I used to call it that video series. Um, Hold on, let me log in here and let's see what the name of this thing is. Yeah, TP Link Casa 303, and then I have another one, Casa Smart Wi-Fi Power Strip Review and Install. That was done in 2019. That was that video from here. So I think that's where, boy, freshly no shave. But this is when I first got this one. Let's see. See, I'm glad Josh ain't here because he would laugh. He would have something to say about that. So yeah, here goes the Casa Smart Media booth. So this is the one where I set it up at Antioch, and it's been there for years. And as long as people don't press the wrong stuff. Oh no, this is my blog when I was going and installing. Hey, Brian and Rob, this is the initial install of that house that Brian be messing with me with Eartha Kitt. That's the install that I did. And at what year was this? This was 5 years ago. So anyway, in that same video, this is where we're installing everything at Antioch with the smart plugs to turn everything on remotely here. So, yeah. So we had a whole bunch of fun stuff when we were doing that. So I don't know. But that's the video from there. I thought it was funny because I didn't realize that video was there. Lincoln, I would say if 500 milliseconds, if it's like that, that is, I think that's quite a while. Because what's that? Hold on a second. Let me see. I mean, because that's half a second. So that's not that bad. But if it's getting like that, the easiest thing to do is to do the clap test. Record yourself clapping, and then just keep playing that back over with the recording, and then sync it up that way. That's how I've done that before. You are welcome. Back to Jerry. ATEM Mini Pro Input 1 is intended for computer input and supports YUV. For camera, try input 2 and 4, 2 through 4, which supports UV and RGB. If camera color is different, extreme is UV on inputs 1 and 2. Thank you for that, sir. Yeah, I've done that, and I have another one. I put it inside the car as well, too, so really cool. Yep, you are welcome. David, how are you doing? No, the surges are all the Casa plugs. I don't have any, well, actually, I used to have Unify smart surges, but it fried all of them. It did what it was supposed to do. So I've actually removed all of those. So they're just Casa ones right now for remote control and scheduling. David was saying 4 weeks since the Roadcaster video has dropped. Have you seen any cases for it yet? No, I have not. And I still have Creator for Funds ones. Was playing around with the scenes and stuff like that. Need to do some more stuff with it, but no, I have not. I may take it upstairs to see if I can stream with it on the PlayStation one. Alrighty, folks, I got one more comment, and I think I'm gonna be up and out. I was gonna go a little bit longer, but I just realized I didn't eat nothing, and I'm hungry. So I'm gonna do Alex's one. We've already done our supporters, and we'll be able to close it out. Alex, about sync offset, Stephen Ballas made a short rolling ball video that can help know. Yeah, Steve Ballas is good. I like his stuff as well too. So I think that's about it, folks. I appreciate y'all being here with me. Y'all knocked out the likes. I really appreciate it. This is the most likes I've seen. By the time I shut it off, we're at 74 likes, so I really appreciate all of that. And if nobody's ever told you, folks, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate everything that y'all are doing. Want to use this platform to give y'all a shout out because sometimes it is kind of hard with what we do because we don't. Thankfully, we've had a bunch of pastors in here. I know Pastor Daniel and what was the other guy? Yeah, let me see. I want to get everybody's names right in here. Yeah, Mark. We got a bunch of them in here. So, I appreciate that because sometimes what we do is kind of a thankless job, and I want to use this platform to tell you thank you for all the stuff that y'all are doing. I can only do but so much, but hopefully the stuff I do help is helping you, making your stuff a little bit easier. Just realize that if you weren't here, we'd be missing something. Don't let people's silence think that you're not important because you are. So keep doing what you're doing, keep investing, keep doing all this other stuff because something good will come out of it. I have to keep telling myself that because sometimes, it does get kind of sad sometimes, but, at least we know when I hear comments from y'all, for me, y'all encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing. That's the reason why I'm doing what I do. When stuff gets hard, kind of just focus on trying to help some other people, and hopefully things will turn out. So I hope y'all have a great day, even afternoon, wherever you are, folks. Y'all have a good one. We'll be seeing y'all on the next one. There is no Q&A. There is no bi-weekly roundtable because we had it last week. So enjoy your weekend, folks. And if you're in the U.S., please exercise your right to vote. All right? I ain't going to tell you who to vote for. Just make sure you're voting. No point in so many people suffering for the ability to vote and you don't do it. So please go ahead and do it. Support. I vote for my conscience. So I just leave it at that. So anyway, y'all have a good day, even the afternoon, wherever you is, folks. And we'll be seeing y'all on the next video, folks. Later.